My name is Mr. Adora. Pleasure to bring you news and headlines today. On the sign language is Boniface Mureithi. Newswatch begins now. Tensions between the Nairobi City County government and the Kenya Power and Lighting Company, Kenya Power, has been resolved following a meeting between Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja and Energy Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi. The dispute had escalated after Nairobi City County government dumped garbage outside Kenya Power's offices at Steamer Plaza on Monday in response to Kenya Power disconnecting electricity at City Hall. Muthoni Kariuki with more on that story.
Speaking at a press briefing today, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja acknowledged that the issue has been long-standing, with the county government claiming 4.9 billion Kenya shillings from Kenya Power in rent arrears. Kenya Power claimed 3 billion shillings in utility bills from the county government.
I'd like to address the issue that you all know has been happening between the Nairobi County government and Kenya Power and Lighting Company. And this matter has had a history. It has been a matter running over many years.
Governor Sakaja stated that an amicable solution has been reached to end the hostility. He clarified that the garbage dumping incident was unfortunate and not intentional, as the county trucks were only meant to block the entrance and not offload waste, a move that has been roundly condemned by other local leaders.
The first thing we've resolved that all hostilities end. And issues be sorted out amicably. We have now given instructions to restore water supply to their premises and to remove the trucks that had been blocking access. It was of course unfortunate that one of the trucks tipped garbage. That was not the intention, and that is why in less than 30 minutes all that garbage was collected.
Meanwhile, Governor Sakaja has also issued a notice to Nairobi residents with rent arrears, urging them to clear their dues by March 2025 to enable the county government to continue with its development agendas.
This notice is to now, beyond that issue, to all ratepayers in Nairobi. The deadline for payment of rates is March of 2025. You can get your bills on www.nairobiservices.go.ke or dial *647#.
For Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Muthoni Kariuki.
President William Ruto says that his government is committed to bringing transformation to the coastal region that has long suffered neglect and discrimination. Speaking when he laid the foundation stone at the Tezo Affordable Housing Project in Kilifi County, the president emphasized that the area has not seen significant development for many years, and he believes it is crucial for the region to start progressing and catching up with other areas in terms of development. Our reporter Doli Mwirigi Mbuvi now reports.
Begin working. Yes, sir.
The coastal region, which has faced neglect and discrimination for many years, is now set to undergo a significant change. The Kenya Kwanza government has pledged commitment and determination to change the fortunes of the region and bring meaningful development that will have a positive impact on the region and its people.
Wakubadilisha uchumi wa taifa letu la Kenya.
As he continues his week-long development tour of the region, President William Ruto has announced that during his time in office, he will focus on transforming the vast coastal region.
Watu wa Malindi, watu wa Kilifi na watu wa Pwani. Ndio sababu hiyo tumekubaliana tuachane na siasa ya migawanyiko na chuki na ukabila. Tuachane naye, tuungane, ndio tukabiliane na matatizo na changamoto ya taifa letu tukiwa sote pamoja. Na wauliza ndugu zangu watu wa Malindi na Kilifi na Pwani, munasema tuungane ama tutengane?
Addressing the resident after laying the foundation of stone for Tezo Affordable Housing Project in Kilifi County, Ruto promised the resident that they too will soon begin to enjoy the fruits of development.
Hii serikali tumetengeneza ni serikali ya kuunganisha Wakenya wote, na mimi nataka niwahakikishie hamutabaki nyuma tena, hamutabaguliwa tena, hamutatengwa tena. Tutatembea pamoja ili tuhakikishe ya kwamba Pwani, Kilifi haibaki nyuma. Mnanisikia jameni? Mimi nasema hamutabaki nyuma tena, hamutabaguliwa tena.
Tunaanza na usawa wa maendeleo, baadaye tutatafuta usawa wa kisiasa, ama sivyo? Mimi nasema hivi, hii Pwani nikipima kule mbele, nikiangalia mbali, tukifanya kazi na William Ruto leo, tumunge mkono leo, tumshikililie fanyie kazi wa Kenya, hata yeye kesho atatuangalia na huruma.
The head of state has further assured of his commitment to address the historical land injustices, among other challenges the region has faced in the past, saying that his administration will also provide answers to the squatters' problem, among others.
Shida ya maskwota Pwani hii ndio kazi yetu serikali hii. Lazima tutatue shida ya maskwota katika Pwani hii. Mimi mwenyewe nilitangaza ya kwamba the land question is going to be sorted out by this administration because we have the land answer. Na answer ya mambo ya maskota ni wapimiwe ardhi yao, tuondoe absentee landlords na tuwapatie mashamba haya muweze kuishi na muweze kupanga mambo yenu tukisonga mbele.
Move to one of
Dolly Murikimbuvi for Hope TV.
constituency.
For that report. Now, National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has led a delegation of members of Parliament to the home of former Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati to express their condolences to his family following his death. Now, Wetangula praised Chebukati's leadership, emphasizing the weight of his responsibilities as head of the country's electoral body as he presided over 3 elections. He said Chebukati's leadership, integrity and firm stand on constitutional principles set a standard for public service, adding that his unwavering commitment to the Constitution, the rule of law and democratic principles will be remembered for generations. Chebukati, who suffered a cardiac arrest, died on Monday this week. He will be buried at his home in Kitale on the 8th of March. Speaker Wetangula has meanwhile called on leaders to uphold dignity during funerals and discouraged the use of such solemn gatherings as political platforms.
The calling of his office made him realize that the discharge of his duty was not physical. It was legal, it was intellectual, it was constitutional. And he left it there. That is the good man that we are seeing off very soon.
Ile ambayo inaongelewa, Mheshimiwa Bukosa aliongelewa, sisi kutafuta upape kwa matanga. Hii kitu tuachane nayo. Tuwe watu ambao tunaheshimika kama wabunge.
And the Court of Appeal has upheld the Salaries and Remuneration Commission SRC's advice on house allowance and the capping of sitting allowances for members of Parliament. While dismissing the petition filed by the Parliamentary Service Commission, the court noted that the appeal had been compromised by the recovery over a period of 1 year of monies paid to MPs for house allowance in compliance with the High Court order, and that the SRC had subsequently filed the appeal, set both houses and sitting allowances in consultation with the Parliamentary Service Commission. The dispute arose after the Parliamentary Service Commission unilaterally decided to pay each MP a house allowance of 250,000 shillings per month and further objected to the capping of sitting allowance. The SRC accused the PSC of disregarding the established remuneration and benefit structure for state officers, which it says is exclusively vested in the SRC. The court found that SRC acted within its constitutional authority and its actions were justified by budgetary realities to ensure that all remuneration decisions adhere to constitutional guidelines, thereby preventing unlawful public expenditures and promoting fiscal responsibility in the management of public funds. We'll take a short break at this point. We shall be right back with more news items shortly. Don't go too far.
This week on Testify.
When we went to Meru, hatukuwa tumebadilika. Yeah, maybe physically we could have been looking like good people. Lakini ndani bado unyama ilikuwa. So tulienda tukaendelea tuna zile shughuli za wizi. In that process, I lost Kalume too after snatching a iPhone of someone. Then screamed. Then, by the way, we were together. By then, the guy traced him. Then akafukuzwa, akapatwa hapo akawasha kiberiti. And when we were leaving, I knew where he was putting the papers. And now that we began the journey of having a national ID. I went back to that person that mwenye alikuwa anamfanyia planning, just the names that were in the papers of Kalume. I picked them, and now I'm David Kimati Daniel.
Only on Hope TV. Look and live.
And we are back with more news items now. The Nubian community has raised concerns to the government to stop their culture of marginalizing and discriminating them as non-Kenyans. Addressing their concerns, the Nubian community chairperson Hussein Mohammed said they are facing a lot of discrimination from the government, including in the acquisition of identity cards and securing jobs for the youth. Ianson Mungiria with that story.
Speaking today at Makina Mosque in Kibra, the head of Minorities and Marginalized Affairs, Josphat Laboi, admitted that he is working closely with President William Ruto, who is the founder of the unit focusing on addressing marginalized communities in the country, thus stating that they will ensure all Kenyans are treated equally without being discriminated.
Audit report ya employment hapa Kenya ilionyesha kwamba hakuna wanubi wako katika serikali. Kuna policy tunatengeneza, na hata kabla ya policy kuna mambo tunafanya katikati hapa. Mtoto yote ambaye ni mnubi ameapply kazi ya serikali, pia mnafika kwa ofisi yangu, ni wapi ameapply kazi, tuko na maofisa tunafuatilia, ikipatikana sisi wote tuseme asa. Ili tuanze kuamsha ile nafasi mko naye 0, at least mkuje 10, ndio wakati ikifika tunarudi area hii, nyinyi pia mnasema asante kwa moja ama mbili ambayo imefanyika.
Laboi has also emphasized that the government has developed a new policy which will ensure that Nubians move from being categorized as minorities to marginalized community by being issued national IDs and job opportunities in the government. Lanoi has also stated that they are united with the central government and they promise to meet with elders and update them on the progress of their land case, which is currently in the court. While defending the lack of employment for the young Nubians, Neema, who is a law graduate, expressed her dissatisfaction with President William Ruto's government after applying for the position of the Attorney General for councils for more than 3 times in vain.
Hii mambo ya kazi kwa minority tribes kama sisi Wanubi. Kama mimi, Honorable Secretary, I applied for the Attorney General's position for councils. No single Nubian was shortlisted. No single Muslim was shortlisted. Honestly, what is the work of this unit? Kindly, at what point of the shortlisting are you guys involved? When we're talking about the constitution, it provides for all our rights. Kwa hivyo yangu ni machache na yangu ni mafupi. We are very grateful that you came here today. Kwa sababu vitu zenye ziko chini kwa ground na vitu ambazo mnaambiwa, you're told Wanubi wamefika form 4. We do not have qualifications. Lakini tumesoma.
Additionally, Neema has urged the government to intervene and provide employment for the qualified youths without discrimination. She has further called on the government to protect their land, which is reportedly being used for the construction of affordable housing units. Meanwhile, the community has been urged to move from their homes located in riparian land to allow environmental cleanup activities to continue in the...
Hiyo mambo ya watu wale wanakaa karibu na mto. So tumesaidiana. So nataka mupeleke hiyo habari kwamba wale watu wako karibu kwa mto waanze kuhama tu polepole. Tumeshaanza kazi ya kutoa toilets na wengi washakubali. So it's about now structures. Though we have so many meetings, tumehold meetings mingi, but najua we'll have a solution.
To Garissa now, Garissa Governor Nadhif Jama has told off those eyeing the Garissa Primary School land that it is public land and not on sale. Speaking when he made an impromptu inspection tour of the ground, Jama, who was accompanied by top senior county officials, members of the school administration and officials from the FKF, said they will do everything it takes to protect the public land from any grabbers. The county government had left some space as it fenced the grounds that have since attracted some unscrupulous individuals who were on Monday spotted taking measurements as other casual workers began working on the ground. Immediately word went round, local youth mobilized themselves and chased away the individuals. Speaking to the press outside the stadium after an impromptu tour of the construction site, Governor Jama said the space that was left out during the fencing was to be used for public parking of vehicles and pavilions. Now, on his part, Ahmed Ibrahim, the Garissa Primary School deputy head teacher, said that the school management will work closely with both the national, county and community to ensure that the institution's land is not grabbed. The school was established in 1940. However, in recent years, the school stadium, which is located at the heart of Garissa town, has hosted several activities, among them national holidays, leading to several individuals' attempts to grab it.
Where we are right now, the place where we are making this public address, it is the school ground. Na tunakuomba na tunawaomba wale wanajivunia kwamba wako na title deed, tafadhalini nyinyi ndio mmekuwa mstari wa mbele kuhifadhi na kuprotect ardhi ya shule, si kutumia nguvu na njia vingine vyovyote kugrab ardhi. Na waomba kwa niaba ya shule hiyo tabia ikome.
Hapa tumekusanyika kupigana na land grabbers. As a chairman of Football Kenya Federation, I'm sending last warning to those who are thinking that they can grab this land. I'm telling you, please leave this land. This land belongs to the school. The governor is ready to build it. We are ready for development. As a federation, we will stay here up to the last minute when this building is finished. The other thing I want to tell these land grabbers, we are going to demonstrate against you. As a football clubs of Garissa, we are almost 10,000. Soon we will arrange a big demonstration in this county. Not only Garissa, football family is very big. We are telling you, please stay away from Garissa primary grounds.
Unfortunately, hii space ambayo kidogo hii ambayo tulibakisha hapa, tukishafunga hapa field ya ndani, this part also is part of the ground. Wengine wakafikiria kwamba hii space ni free ambayo tumeiwacha. No, hii space imewachiwa ili iwe ya parking ya pavilions na stadium ya ndani. Sasa wengine wakadhani kwamba hapa ni free, ni ardhi imewachwa, na wakaanza kusema kwamba etiweka na title deed. Wanasema wanataka kupora hapa na wanataka kuijenga. Mimi, this is not my land. This is the land of Garissa Primary School. Makofi. This is the land of Garissa County. This is the land of the people of Garissa Town. This is the land of Garissa youth, and they're all here. Na wao pia wataongea. Mimi nasema, nawaambia wenzangu, wale wazee ama whoever they are, ambayo wamependa tangu juzi atimesikia wanakuja kujenga hapa, tafadhalini kwa heshima na taadhima, leave alone this land. Hii land ya Garissa Primary School mwachane naye. Usiseme uko na title deed. Nimema sijui how you came with a title deed on a land that has been there tangu 1948 ya primary. Tena ajabu ya dunia ni kwamba we mzee ama nyinyi wazee na bali wazee 5 of them ndio wataka kugrab hapa ati wajenge maduka ama sijui whatever. Nasema ikiwa nyinyi wazee wa mji this town, instead of protecting the land, the only land ambayo we have for the primary school here, instead of nyinyi mtusaidie to protect, mnakuja kupora and to grab it. How does that proceed? Hakika ni aibu sana. Hakika ni kutokosea heshima. Hakika ni watu ni kama sisi watu hatuna ustaarabu hata kidogo.
And the M-Pesa Foundation has broken the ground for the construction of a 45 million shilling modern maternity wing at the Kianjokoma Health Center in Embu County as part of its efforts to reduce maternal and infant mortality in the country. The maternity wing will be equipped with an antenatal and postnatal unit, a newborn unit, 25 beds, an operating theatre and a 2-bed delivery room to boost maternal services delivery at the facility. Joseph Ogutu, the chairman of Safaricom Foundation, said the foundation invests in health through various programs which address critical needs in the communities, among them in maternal and child health, where they partner with county governments in all the 47 counties to ensure that the required infrastructure and equipment is in place to enable quality, affordable and accessible services. In Embu County, the foundation has invested over 400 million shillings in education, health and economic empowerment projects since 2003, impacting more than 224,000 people.
Safaricom Foundation, together with M-Pesa Foundation, and as part of Uzazi Salama, we are building a new facility at a cost of 50 million shillings. This facility will include an antenatal ward, a postnatal ward, a newborn unit for preterm babies. It will also include a theatre for cesarean section. It will have an office for the nurse in charge and also a pharmacy. And the whole idea is to reduce the maternal and infant mortality, which is unacceptably high in this county and also for the rest of the country.
Tulikuja hapo last year, actually early, I would say mid last year, tukaongea na Eunice na Karen, na nikawaambia niko na shida kubwa sana katika hii hospitali. When I became governor, nilikuja hapa nikakuta maternity iko ndogo sana, vitanda ni 6, na nikaambiwa na madaktari kuna shida kubwa sana. And when I came to you, Chairman, I want to thank you kwa sababu when our project proposal ilifika kwa meza yenu, mlionelea ni vizuri mtusaidie kama watu wa Embu County na hii project ya 50 million Kenya shillings.
We'll be back with the day's business news.
I've actually been trying to find a balance. It's been really tough and hectic, but everyone says once you get a hang of it, it becomes better, and I don't know, but I'm hoping to find a balance soon because it's really been hectic. But you've been in the job industry for a long time, so I think you would know better. Sindio?
Huh? What time is it? I need to catch up on Leadership Forum. Do they have a radio here? Never mind. I brought my own.
No way. You can't be serious. Wait, why do you have a radio and you can just catch up with the shows on Hope FM podcasts?
Really? Even which of the what?
Yeah. I mean, you can find them on whatever platform, name it. AfriPods, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it.
But I'm not subscribed on any of them.
So no worries. You can just check out the latest episodes on hopemediakenya.org.
You can now listen to select Hope FM programs on your favorite podcast streaming platform or directly on our website, www.hopemediakenya.org. Listen and live.
To business news now, the Africa Media Festival has kicked off in Nairobi, bringing in media practitioners and tech gurus to discuss ways in which media can utilize artificial intelligence to enhance the media space. Themed Bridging Gaps, Connecting Media Futures. The Media Festival brings together creative content and digital arts, including practitioners in the media tech space, to discuss, among other topics, the inequality in the use of artificial intelligence in newsrooms. The use of social media in helping communities and elevating different voices will also be discussed during the two-day festival.
Africa Media Festival, our theme is Bridging Gaps, Connecting Media Futures, right? So we are running 4 tracks. So the first one that we have is Creative Economy track. That's all your creative artists, videographers, content creators, all that. Then we have Media Tech and AI. So we have very interesting sessions. We have some guys who've flown in from South Africa, from Dubai, from Egypt, just to talk about inequality of AI in the global South versus the global North. You know, that's a key conversation that needs to be had, even as we adopt AI in the newsrooms, in the media spaces. It's key that we lead that conversation, right? We have social impact media. So this is media that's geared towards helping society. So that's your refugees, anyone who's working from a disadvantaged slot. And then we have a special category which is elevating voices. So now that's the star of our AMF this year, because it's giving those who are working within media a chance to talk for themselves, right, regarding the media space. So those are some of the things that we'll be focusing on. Media tech and AI sessions. One of them, just before I even delve into that, we'll have someone who uses Google's AI tools coming to teach everyone else how they can use it in a workshop. And I think that's something that would benefit newsroom so much in the journalism space in general, right? Because in as much as sometimes we see that AI is a threat, what the research is showing is that AI is not necessarily taking jobs, but those who know how to use AI are gaining more jobs, right? So I think the challenge is not to figure out how AI is going to take your job, right? But the challenge should be to learn how to use AI within the newsroom, within the media spaces, so that we can not only increase the quality of our production and what we do, but also to ensure that we're keeping with the times, right?
The second edition of the Kenya Fashion and Design Week kicked off today at the Sarit Center in Westlands in a celebration of creativity, sustainability and industrial transformation, bringing together key stakeholders from the textile, apparel, leather and footwear industries. This year's edition themed Empowering Kenya's Fashion Industry through Sustainability, Innovation and Collaboration highlighted the vital role of local production, value chain integration and policy-driven industrial growth in positioning Kenya as a global fashion hub. The Kenya Association of Manufacturers KAM Chief Executive Tobias Alando emphasized the need to support local industries by reducing over-reliance on imports and promoting policies that encourage sustainable fashion. KM Local Textiles and Apparel Sector Chairperson Jayesh Shah also pointed out that while Kenyan textile industries still import some fabrics, there is need for an all-inclusive policy framework that strengthens local production while allowing strategic imports where necessary. KM said it will be holding the event annually to serve as a dedicated platform for industry leaders, designers, manufacturers and policymakers to come together and shape the future of fashion in Kenya. And ride-hailing platform Bolt has announced that its electric two-wheeler fleet in Kenya has surpassed 500 vehicles. The milestone achieved through a strategic partnership with M-Corpa represents approximately 50% of all electric vehicles in Kenya, making it Bolt's largest fully electric fleet. The partnership, which transitioned from a pilot model to fully scaling up in December 2024, has seen rapid adoption, reinforcing the viability of electric bikes as a sustainable and cost-effective mobility solution in Kenya. Bolt Kenya and Tanzania General Manager Dimi Kanyankole said by the end of 2025, Bolt aims to expand the fleet to 1,500 vehicles, further improving electric bikes availability to meet high demand in the market. Bolt has operations in over 50 countries and 600 cities and provides shared mobility services including ride-hailing, scooter and e-bike rental and car rental, onboarding more than 4.5 million drivers around the world. Looking at sports news now, the national women soccer team, Harambee Starlets, have beaten host Tunisia 1-0 in the second leg of the 2026 WAFCON qualifiers held this evening. The Starlets had already taken the lead at halftime at the thrilling encounter at Stade Olympique de Sousse when Teresa Engesha slotted in a superb goal. Liliana Ward then saved a penalty at the 44th minute to secure the team's lead. And former Olympic swimmer Anthony James has been jailed for 21 years for sexual offences, including the rape of 2 teenage girls under 18. James, aged 35, who hails from Fort Terrace, Plymouth, was also found guilty in October of sexually touching one of the girls and getting the other to send him explicit pictures when both victims were under the age of 16. Plymouth Crown Court heard the offences took place between 2012 and 2022. The court heard that he raped the girls in the kitchen of their home and in a car. Judge Robert Linford ruled that 2/3 of James's sentences was to be served in custody before being released on license. He said a sexual harm prevention order would be made for a period of 25 years and James would be placed on the sex offenders register for life. That's how we wrap up Newswatch tonight. We have been your news presenters, Melissa Odore and Boniface Morethi on the sign language. On behalf of the production crew here and James, who is directing the news tonight, have a good evening.